It just took her time to get going, didn't it?
It did. She was going really well at camp and then we tripped over the gym and whacked her in the face. She got to swear one time.
You're on.
I'm off.
Tap to invite a viewer. No, I'm not going to do any tapping. So Emma, I'll let you know how I get on with this then.
Okay. Well, you've already told me it's not good enough.
That's not right.
Yeah, but I need to know. I need to know what people think.
Right, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, watch it. The time has stopped. That means I'll have to start my live video. Right. Hello, Meru. How are you? Hello, Gillian. Look, Emma, you're very welcome to join in.
No, it's alright. I'm going.
Where are you going?
Nowhere. Home.
Nowhere. Well, you could make up 20s.
What? Oh, there's not a chance I'll do it without. I'll come back and do it.
Okay. Yeah, let me know how you fix. Hello, Anne. Hello, Hilary. Hello, Neil. It looks like you're in a spaceship. Oh, great. Why? Why does it look like I'm in a spaceship? Hello, Celia. Hello, Annaline. Yeah, my next door neighbour, Emma, has loaned me a Huawei tablet, which is what I am transmitting on at the moment. Woohoo, I'm on time. Hello. How weird was yesterday? Because of your mask. Oh, my mask. God, it's because of my mask. It's totally fine though. Phew. Hello, Louise. Yeah, God, that was a terrible moment. Yeah, we use these just like in the studio because if we're working but quite a way apart, because it's quite hard all day long with a mask on. Hello, Maria. Let me know what the quality of the video is like, because this could be an option for me, and Emma would be very pleased, I think. So, Emma, do you never use it?
No.
Why not?
I've got Amazon.
Hello, Mel. Mel, I was thinking of you last night. We watched the video to see what the quality was like, and I was wondering how you were getting on with your china mending. There's a reason why I'm asking. If you'd like any projects, can I just show you something? Wait there. Don't go away. Sorry, I take that. I'm going to show Mel because she does china mending. Look what Lisa did.
Ooh, at least it's making the shame.
Right, I'm coming back. Right, so Mel, this is probably my very favourite thing, ceramic. Look, okay. I tried super glue and it didn't work. And it's quite hidden, so like it could be quite a clunky repair, but nobody would see it. But it's a very heavy sort of. I have to catch up later. I've got to do my chauffeur. So, what do you think, Mel? I've got another one as well. I've got a goat, which is by she's called. Oh, an amazing ceramicist. Anyway, I'll just go and put this down. So if you'd like a challenge. Right, so I'm glad the video quality is good, that's fantastic. Is the sound all right as well? So yesterday I started on the fleece of this sheep, and I've decided it's going to be in front of a wall, so there'll be a wall in the background. So on this painting, we can do a bit more of the wall today, a bit more, build up the fleece. Do you have Gorilla Glue? Yes. Yes, we do. Is it good? Do you think that would work? I'll try it. You can get it in the
See, I know all these names. but they-
hardware shop in Bellingham. So there's that, and also this one. I put the little cloven hooves on, but it needs something doing to it. Fan-bloody-tastic. Sounds good. So there's that to do, and then also do a little bit on this because they could do with some eyes and a little bit more detail. Yep, Gorilla Glue. I could try that. If anybody's got a bit left over in a tube to save me going and buying one, I'd be very grateful. Anyway, we'll see how the tipping up and the painting goes. It's great. Water activated. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Mel! I'd much rather somebody did it who knew what they were doing, but I've got a goat that's got, I don't know whether it was Lisa, probably. Hello, Francesca, can I just say, I love watching your show jumping. More, do more competitions. Are you doing Greenland's arena eventing on the 1st of November? That would be nice, good for videoing. I love the branches on the background. Yeah, that is really quite simple. I could just show you how I do those on a scrap of paper. Wait there, I'll find a scrap of paper. Okay, I'll do it on here. Celia, we all love Tophelia. Yes, I'd love to borrow some. Hello, William, how are you? And yes, I like watching you jumping as well. I'm going to tip you up and show you how I did these trees. They just, it's very, very simple and it looks just sort of right. So this must have been a demo I did a while ago. And so I would start with, get a few different size brushes. Can you see? What are you doing over there?
Say bye-bye.
Smashing things up.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll be back for the tablet when it's not good enough.
No, they're liking it. They're liking it, Emma.
Are they?
Yeah.
So have you told them that you didn't think it was quality control enough?
Oh, go away. See you. Thank you very, very much. Bye. That was Emma who's lent me this tablet, which is so kind of her. So I just quickly need to see what's going on here. Right, that's good. I'm sure the goat as well. Hurrah! Right, tip you back up. Oops, my phone's just dropped off. Right, so we've got Jane here today, if you can hear rustling in the background. Do you want to say hello, Jane? Not really, that's nice. Can't, because you're talking and you're rustling. I've just kind of get quite a bit of paint on the brush and pretty much just let it sort of, quite big compared to these, compared with the sheep, aren't they? But it doesn't really matter, it's just a demo. So I just hold it between my finger and thumb like that and just sort of relax and let it go. And then I get a next size down. I can't understand why Jane hasn't set up on her own, because she should know how to paint now, because she watches them and listens to the video, don't you, Jane? Mm-hmm. Paul always claims that he does the tricky bits. So this is like for the slightly smaller leaves, branches, sorry. Have you never fancied painting, Jane?
I did do art at school, but it's not really, I'm not talented.
Well, you should let me be the judge of that. So then go to a smaller brush again. I'll just move them. Now I've got a flat, you see, as you know, I really prefer these flat-ended brushes. This is another Pro Arty, it says miniature painting, and it's 1/8 of an inch, so that's a little bit smaller than the one I was using there, I think, which is 3/16. Oh, I don't know, do the maths. And I've got models outside because right outside my window are bare trees. Some of them have still got some leaves on, but there are, at the moment, it's a very bare tree scene. I'm very lucky to have stuff to refer to all around me. Yesterday on the Lockdown Gang Facebook page, one of our very active members, Anne, she put a painting of a sheep, and I rather flippantly said the thing to do is to spend time with them. Well, of course, poor Anne lives in a city, so that's not possible. But I think where possible, if you can find your inspiration from like the real things that you really see around you, there will be an immediacy, and it will show in your work. Things are never as much fun when you have a step away from them. I'll do a couple down here. You can just find your own way of doing it. So, you know, we've got a certain amount going on here, and just keep making the brushes smaller, and I keep referring to what I can see outside and thinking about how it would work. Now, one way of doing like a busy woodland background would be to do maybe quite pale ones in the background, and then adding to it darker and darker, so it really looks as though there's a sense of distance through the trees. Doing it the other way around is another thing. It depends where the light is. If you had, say, dark in the background and then lighter ones in the foreground, you need to work out how to do that. And the way to do that is, I'll just show you here. Say you've got light ones in the foreground, then you'd have to do, you know, I'll do it upside down. So here's a branch, okay. There's another one. So we've got a couple of, and they're in the foreground. If you wanted to make it, I'll do another one here, because this is just a demo piece of paper. Say you were then wanting to have the ones in the background darker. The way I would do that would be to get a slightly smaller brush so that the perspective side of things will be correct. Get some darker paint. And then it's more fiddly because you'd need to do something like that. Interesting. Avoiding all the trees that are in the foreground. So it's like anything else, you sort of got to work things out. I spend a lot of time thinking and planning as well as actually doing. So although a certain amount of what I do is just like experimental, just cracking on, something like this needs to be thought about and planned. Do you get the idea? I hope so. So these are the ones in the foreground and these darker ones are in the background, and you get a more sort of mysterious feel. What's being said? That is really neat. Looks like fun too. Yes, it is fun. So I might just go quickly on to the next bit on here. Get a really thin brush, and then, you know, what I've got here in front of me. Whoops, that's not very nice. Hasn't got a very good point. Is a bit of a sort of a whole scene of branches in the foreground as well. You'll have to ignore the fact these sheep are probably far too small in relation to the size of the trees and things, but I hope that gives you something to maybe have a play with. So obviously there's darker paint here, but that's pretty much how I did that. So you might like to give that a try sometime behind something. And for this subject, which has dark black areas, this sort of background just provides that lovely stark thing, and it puts this swaledale tup like up with these trees behind, and it's looking and it's sniffing and it's going, right, where next? And while I'm here, I'm going to just add something, because between these cloven hoofs is dark. I spend enough time working with sheep, messing on with sheep for my next door neighbours to know how they work. Another thing which I'd quite like to do is just darken up this area at the top of the leg, so it really is in the shadow of the fleece beneath, above it. I was just looking at it before and thinking that. God, how weird was yesterday. So funny. What a nice chap he was. I've just got water on the brush now, just kind of blend it a bit. That breed of sheep have quite long legs. Oh, I don't know. People say I do them too long. I just paint them like I see them, Anne. I like the contrasts. I like the fact they've got a lot of black in the face. They have the males, which is what this is a tup, have these lovely big, thick, chunky horns. They've got a great fleece, and I don't know. I just like them, and they're the ones I see around here. I mean, I see other ones like Texels, Blackie. There's quite a well-known breeder of Blackie tups. who just lives nearby as well. That's Rachel Rain and her father Robert and Jackie at Town something or other farm. I can never remember. Town Shield. In fact, I saw her yesterday. Poor Rachel was hosing, not yesterday, the day before, hosing her horse's leg because it's done a tendon. We all know how that feels, those of us who have kept horses. Okay, so I just prefer that. And then one more thing that I'll do, and I've often done this, just to sort of make it more natural. I get a little bit, and I think I'm going to get some of my, whatever this colour is, pinky, just a little tiny bit. God, I sound like Bob Ross, just a little tiny tree. Just the slightest flick with this brush that's not much better than a toothbrush. Just sort of takes away the painty edges a touch and makes it that bit more natural. I'm not going to town, just a little bit. And I'd say that's sort of finished now. I like the swaledales the most, Louise. I am the same. Okay, so I think that's finished. I'll just chuck that over there. But look, here's one I began earlier. And this has got a way to go. Let's do a little bit to the wall. And again, I'm really lucky. I've got a stone wall right in front of me. Admittedly, it's about 30 metres away. I've got one to my left, and then I've got them in the distance, all the way around. And anyway, all these stone wallers, of which there are plenty in this area, they all do it differently. I'll just turn you around just so you can see how I'm mixing the paint. What are the colours like? Let me know what you think about this, because this is, as I say, my lovely next door neighbour a mile away brought me this Huawei tablet to try, and I'm not sure that the quality of the camera is the same as on Apple or on, what do you call that other one, Samsung, but it seems pretty good right now, so I'd be very interested in your feedback. So I'm mixing a sort of stone-ish colour, and I'm using green, blue, alizarin crimson, and something that was left in here. Oh, come back. Oh, I'll get it later. And there are all sorts of colours in these stones. There's sort of, some of them seem to have a reddish, I don't know, a reddish hue. Again, big brush. Just turn your back. There are usually a row of stones along the top. I don't know whether they're called capping stones or something. And they sit along the top of a wall. And then round here, they have ones called, I think they're called thrusts or something. They have big wide stones that run all the way from the front of the wall to the back. And then there are more random shapes in between, and the walls are filled with rubble. So if I was being really true to life, I would consider those when I'm doing a stone wall, and not just sort of randomly doing it. However, talking about random, there's a stone wall near here, and every time I drive past it, I shudder, because it's just awful, in my opinion, and it's been quite recently done. But it looks like it's somebody's first go. So it's quite fun. I'm just seeing where the paint has run and using some of them as sort of little guides, maybe. Like that little dot there. Okay, we'll make that an edge. Quite like the way that colour's just bled into that stone. That's absolutely fine. I like that. I'm trying to just every so often get a slightly different bit of colour because the stones are all different colours. Depending on the light mostly. What are you saying? Huawei phones are supposed to have the best camera. I'm thinking the one on the tablet is good as well. It is looking great. That's fantastic. Coping stones. Thank you, Fiona. Thrusts. Thank you very much. Fiona Ashford knows about stuff. And she has just said that the ones on the top are called coping stones, and the ones that run all the way from front to back that are a bit like flags, when I say flags I mean flagstones, are thrusts. So that's good to know. And Fiona has spelt it O-U-G-H, which is interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know where Jane's gone. Maybe she's gone down to the store. She's here working, but oh, I think I know. Somebody, Neil, it's you. Somebody has ordered some packs of Christmas card and we've run out. So poor Jane's had to go and make some up. So basically, Neil, who's watching, your name will be Mud upstairs in the card room that used to be my daughter Ruth's bedroom. Both my daughter's bedrooms have been completely converted. One into a card room and one into a sort of shop. This is a little bit too regular to be true to life, but never mind. So if we say this is the bottom of the wall here, this is an opportunity to rectify any leg shape problems. Oops, there's somebody speaking about legs. Can I just show you? Oh, they've just wandered off. Can you see? There was some there. That sheep there was literally right next to my window, and I looked at it and it ran away. I did a dry stone walling course. Well done, Fiona. Was that at Kirkley by any chance? We've got an agricultural college near here where you can, or you used to be able to do loads of courses like beekeeping, and you see here how I've just cut in to that because I'd like the legs to be a little bit closer together here. Fiona, you'd be really, really good at this. You'd make a much better job of it than I would. With your coping stones and your thrusts. Incidentally, Fifey's got his angiogram next week. Fiona knows about these things. Right. While this is still wet, I'm going to just Where's that other one? I'm just sort of adding random bits of colour because that's, I think, a bit what they're asking for. That chap yesterday, Jane, he just didn't stop talking. I had 2 or 3 people saying, please can you ask him to speak up? He must have just been on holiday by himself in his funny walking boots. Does anybody ever still use those around here, Jane? Do you know?
I'm not into walking.
I think they're called shepherd's boots, and in the shop in Rothbury, you used to be able to get them, and they must be made like craftsmen made one at a time, and the toes turn up, and they are for shepherds that work in the cocoa, up the hills. But as I said, I'm not sure how handy they'd be for walking back down them. Yeah. So this is really just a bit of fun, adding bits of neat colour to these stones, maybe let it roll around. Quite experimental. My own Christmas cards from my lockdown paintings. Sorry, I'll not be buying yours. Carolyn, I'm going to be unfriending you. Can't believe it. So Fifey and I don't think I told you, the day before yesterday, actually go back a step, there's a magazine in Newcastle called The Crack. That's C-R-A-C-K, not C-R-A-I-C. And I think I mentioned a while ago that I only recently discovered that the woman who sells the advertising is in fact the woman who owns it also. Anyway, in the most recent online version of The Crack, I noticed that there was an exhibition in Berwick of Glasgow boys and girls paintings. Well, Fifey and I have not exactly done very many outings in the last lordy knows how many months, and we just love the Scottish colourists. Well, I do, and he just tags along. So I booked a slot for us, and that's what we did on Wednesday. Had a day off. It took hours to get there, and there were about 20 paintings in the exhibition. It was a very small gallery, and the first 2 were what you might call showstoppers. There was some Guthrie, Crawhall, Cadell. The Crawhall, there was a nice Crawhall horse And there were a couple of nice paintings. Wait there. You're going to have to get your mirrors out to read it. So that was what I would call one of the showstoppers. And that one is Flora MacDonald. I thought that was beautiful. It's actually a French painting, painted in France, potato pickers. And I thought that was lovely. But there were really only about 2 paintings that I would have really liked to have brought home with me, which is unusual. Just want to show you, see those stones? They, just by quietly letting them stay wet and adding bits of colour, I think they've become rather nice. There's all sorts of lovely bits of colour going on, and really easy to just have a go at yourself. I might carry on because remember, it will pale. It'll go paler, and you might go, wish I'd carried on a bit more and just put a bit more bits of colour on. So after we'd been to the exhibition, which was, as I say, quite small, about 20 paintings, we went for a walk along the city walls, because Berwick was like a fortified town, and it's been sort of contested between English and Scottish ownership for like hundreds of years. At the moment it's part of England, I think. And it's just like being in a military garrison. It's really interesting. Historically, it's very, very interesting. Have you ever been to Berwick, Jane?
Sorry?
Have you ever been to Berwick?
Yeah.
Nice, isn't it? It's just like stepping back into a period drama set in a military garrison, I think. Really? Whereabouts? Well, it's probably like, we probably walked past it. Have I met that cousin? At your birthday, maybe?
Maybe. She's Dicky's sister.
Vicky?
My cousin,
Oh, sorry, Dicky. Rick, yeah. What time is it anyway? Am I boring you? Where's my 12:38? Probably. Just darken up the head, shall I? And then it'll really create a contrast. Oops, my earrings just dropped off. Back on. Oh, get in there. I'm not sure whether that's the earlobe that I had to have redone. A few years ago, I discovered that having not worn earrings for quite a while, one of the holes had, I don't know, just closed up completely, and that. So we went on holiday to Worcester, and stayed in a really lovely little cottage in a place called Diglis Island. And one day Fifey wasn't very well. He just had like a massive headache or something. And there was nothing to do So I went into the town on my bike because it wasn't far away, and had a brainwave and got my ear pierced again. But the girl who did it, she's like put it right, sort of in a very different place, and I can never find the hole, but it is there, so that's good. There was another time we were on holiday up near Fort William, and it was the same sort of thing. It was absolutely pouring with rain and there was nothing to do. I think it rains more in Fort William than anywhere in the world. So, and I think Vivey's hair was in need of a cut. So he just said, I could go go and get my hair cut. I said, great idea, I'll do the same. So I found a hairdresser and got an appointment, and he found a barber. And so I got my hair cut and it was fine. They did pretty much what I told them to do. And then I'm walking to meet Fifey, and this sort of far right redneck skinhead who looked like a football supporter walked towards me, and then I realised it was my husband. And he's not very, what's the word, assertive. No, on this occasion, he literally just looked like one of those thugs that you'd be scared of coming out of a football match. And I said, what have you done? Why did you say, could you make me look like a thug? And I said, turn around. And they'd done this thing where at the back of his head, they'd shaved a straight line from ear to ear. And I just said, well, thank God we're on holiday. Nobody we know is going to see you, but really, you can't trust him. So after that, we got a pair of clippers and I just do it. Yeah, I call him Magwitch. And for those of you who aren't Charles Dickens fans, which I obviously am, he was Pip's benefactor, I think. Was he the guy who helped Pip?
He was the convict, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he died in the end, didn't he? Drowned, trying to get away.
But he was the one that put all the money behind it.
That's right, yeah.
Because Pip had saved him when he was...
That's right, when he was trying to escape from the prison people all those years ago.
Yeah, that's one that I did read.
Great Expectations. Yeah, such a good book.
Under Duress.
Under Duress.
Well, I had to do it for school.
Yeah, but you do it by choice now.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. You're not pouring it on. Better bloody late than never. Marianne Ray, we do not swear, we do not use foul language on our Facebook Lives. Hello, Jane Turnbull. Right, so I think that's us. I think that's coming along quite nicely. We've got some real strength in the hair, and the stones look great. Just shows what a bit of patience can do. So I will bid you farewell for now. And what time did you come on, Marianne Ray? What's the point? What's the point of turning up at 12:43? I love Dickens. I like small characters in Dickens. I think he's great. Anyway, I better go. Things to do. Lovely to see you all, and not sure about the next one. Now that I've got a reliable way of doing live videos, I may now do some more. Hello, Tracy Kibler. So have a lovely rest of Friday, and I'll say cheerio. Bye now. Yeah.